Welcome guys, this is Tech Knowledge Made Basic. In this tutorial we're going to discuss the control panel and how to access the control panel. Now with File Explorer and Control Panel you can mostly do everything you need to and want to do on the computer itself. In order to access it, we're going to go ahead and do a double click here on our desktop. And there it is. If you're familiar with Windows Vista or Windows 7, the layout is going to look really familiar to you. Now there's different ways to access the control panel though within Windows 8. What I did is I accessed it through my desktop, and I got that icon on there by doing a right click anywhere within the desktop, going to Personalize in the drop down menu, do a left click, and towards the top left here where you see change desktop icons, go ahead and do a left click within this window, and I have it chosen here under desktop icons. So if I unclick it, it'll go away. If I click it, it's going to come right back. So that's a way that you can get that specific icon on your desktop itself. So that's that's one way of accessing the control panel. Now, another way we can access it is by actually going to the app screen within the start screen itself. So take your pointer, go all the way to the top right, so we can access our charms. Let's go ahead and do a left click over search. And as you can see within this screen here, under Windows System, we have the control panel right here. So if we go ahead and do a left click over the control panel, because what this screen is basically what the start button would have been if it was within Windows 8. So everything that you see here is how to access the applications on your computer. So anytime you need to open up a program, you have to go to the screen here. And like I said, remember, everything within this screen, within this view, is what the start screen that would have been in the desktop on the bottom left would have been. But they decided to view it this way. So if we do a left click over the control panel, it's going to open it up also. So we have an icon on our desktop that can open it up. We can access it within the charms and going under search. There's also an extra way. If we go ahead and open up our File Explorer within our taskbar or even on our desktop, let's go ahead and just open it up. And if you do a left click over computer and access your ribbon here on the top right, just go do a left click on that arrow pointing downwards. Here it is right here also. So we can do a left click. So as you can see, there's several different ways to access your control panel. Of course, that would be a lot quicker way if you were in File Explorer within File Explorer itself already. So if you already had it, you can just go ahead and click on computer and open up the ribbon to open up control panel. But once we're in here, what you can do, let's go ahead and maximize this so we can see it a little bit better. And what you can do is change the view on it. You can keep it in this category view, which I like to view it this way. We can also change it to large icons, which it breaks everything down a little bit differently. And we can have it as small icons, which is quite a bit harder to see, a little bit more straining on the eyes. But let's just go ahead and put it back in category view. And let's navigate through some of these options under control panel. Like I said, if you're familiar with Vista or Windows 7, this view and this control panel is going to look very familiar to you. Now what we have, if we go under ease of access, it's got our ease of access center where we can access different options.
Always scan this section.
I hate when that happens. It scares me. But anyways, we can start our magnifier, we can do our on-screen keyboard, start narrator, which does talk for us. We can set the high contrast. It's a little bit better viewing for the eyes if you if you the type of person that strains a lot with their eyes.
Start magnifier.
No, I don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and click the back arrow to get out of this. It's kind of scaring me. But anyways, that's the ease of access center. If you go to clock and language, here's where you can change your language. If you want to change your computer language from English to something else, you can change your region. If you click on date and time, it'll give you access to changing the calendar and the date, basically date and time settings. Let's go ahead and click the back arrow. So like File Explorer, this has the back and forward arrow. It's got the up arrow. It's got the address bar here. You have the search box here, so you can search for a specific file. But that's the clock and language. If you go to appearance and personalization, as you can see within here, you can change you can personalize your computer. You can change your display settings, taskbar settings. You also have the ease of access center under here. Also, you can go to folder options, which allows you to change different ways and different things that you can view within folders. And a lot of this stuff I'm just going through really briefly because we may go into more detail a little bit further in the more advanced tutorials. I don't want to confuse you with changing different settings and stuff that you may never even need. If we go under user accounts and family safety though, this is where you can add a user account. If you go under user accounts here, you can see we have the options to go ahead and change our account name, to change our account type, manage another account. If we go under manage another account, we have 2 accounts right now, and right now we're under a local account. We're actually not under a Microsoft account. But if we click down here where it says add a new user in PC settings, go ahead and do a left click. As you can see, it'll take us to our PC settings that we've talked about previously. And here's where we can go ahead and switch to a Microsoft account, which we're going to talk about in a little bit further tutorial. Here's where we can create a password, because I don't have a password for this local account yet. And down here is the option I want though, where I can go ahead and add a new user. Let's go ahead and take our pointer and go all the way to the top left to switch back. And that's under the user accounts. And we can also do family safety, credential manager, mail under here. But that was under the user accounts and family safety category. If we go under programs, here's where we can actually uninstall anything within our computer. As you can see, when we highlight something, it gives us the options here to organize this, but also to uninstall it. Depending on what the program is, it may even give you the option to do a repair if you're having problems with it. Let's go ahead and click the back arrow to go back. And under hardware and sound, just like what it sounds like, you can change your sound options, your power options, your devices and printers. You can add it and remove a device under this screen here. So let's go ahead and go back. Network and internet, here's where you can go to if you need to set up your home group, which is just a local network within your home, within all the computers, where you can share different things. You have your internet options where you can change your options for Internet Explorer down here. So that's another way to access the internet options, internet properties. Basically, if you're having trouble with Internet Explorer, it's not opening up properly, or it's crashing on you, and you want to go to the internet options to maybe go under the reset so you can reset it back to default, you can do so within Control Panel under the internet options here. Let's just cancel that. And of course, network and sharing, where you can go in and troubleshoot your network if you have any issues or change something or add something. And then this system and security. Some of these options here you may not have on your computer, because I have a specific version on this computer. If we go to System, where it says View Amount of RAM and Processor Speed, what I have is Windows 8 Pro with Media Center. So you guys may just have, it may just say Windows 8 up here, but don't worry, up until this point we have done nothing that you wouldn't have on your computer on any versions of Windows 8. But like I said, in this screen here, you may see some things that you may not see on your computer, but here's where it allows you to turn your Windows updates on and off, to check for updates, install additional updates, view update history. If we click this option here, this allows us to basically go and see everything that's installed on our computer, all the updates. But it doesn't, within this view, it doesn't allow us to remove an update if we wanted to. Because maybe sometimes you may do an update and it may screw up your computer for some reason. But if we go back to the programs and features, on this left side here, you can turn on and off Windows features that you may not want on, but this is more of an advanced setting, so if you're not sure what you're doing, I wouldn't mess with this. And view installed updates. These are the updates that are currently installed on this Windows 8 computer, but there may be something in here that's causing a problem. You may have done an update, you may know what it is. You can just do a left click over it, and as you can see, it gives us the option up here to uninstall. So that's a way to remove an update if it's causing problems to your computer. But let's go back. Because remember, if you go under Windows Updates and go to View Update History here, it'll show you the history, but it won't allow you to uninstall. But you can also go under your system settings, you can go in your firewall settings, go into the Action Center, and that's all the categories within Control Panel that you can use. Now let's go ahead and minimize this. So, like I said, with File Explorer and with Control Panel, with the start button not being there, you can access and do most things with these two specific windows. And one thing you can do though that I haven't mentioned yet is you can still do the snap. And if you're coming from Windows 7, you're very familiar with this. You can take this window, just do a left click in this top bar here in this top area, but hold it, don't let it go. And let's just go ahead and push this all the way down to the bottom right. And when I do so, as you can see, this faint transparent window appears and it covers half my screen. If I let it go, the File Explorer is going to show up half the screen size. So if I take this and do the same thing, do a left click and hold it, but this time go to the bottom right, and there it is. Now I have the two screens side by side, so I can view them. I can navigate through my computer through File Explorer. I can change different settings, and also navigate through my computer through internet through Control Panel. So that does conclude this tutorial. I just wanted to show you how to access Control Panel. I wanted to go briefly over the different settings within Control Panel itself to get you familiar with it. So I want you guys to be really familiar with how to access Control Panel, with what it does, and then also how to access File Explorer, and also what it does, and how to get really familiar on navigating back and forth on your computer and doing searches for different things. But that does conclude this tutorial. I do thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time.